Influential advertising man, that's all he is. What do you do there?
The night she died, the world gasped, not just from the violence of the crash, but from the shadows it left behind. Jayne Mansfield had everything: beauty, fame, intelligence, and 5 young children who adored her. But what happened on that foggy Louisiana highway remains one of Hollywood's darkest mysteries. Was it just a tragic accident, or was there more behind the headlines? And when the dust settled, what became of her fortune? The fabled pink palace, the jewels, the whispers of hidden accounts? Join us as we step inside a life of glamour, chaos, and unanswered questions, and uncover the chilling truth behind Jayne Mansfield's death and the fortune lost in its wake. Jayne Mansfield was born Vera Jane Palmer in 1933 in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. Her childhood changed forever when her father died of a heart attack. She was just 3. Her mother relocated them to Texas, where Jayne grew up craving the limelight. But this wasn't just a pretty face. Jayne was brilliant, with a reported IQ of 163 and the ability to speak 5 languages. As a teen, she studied violin, piano, and acting. She dreamed not just of being famous, but of being unforgettable. And that dream, bold and burning, would take her farther and faster than anyone expected. Mid-1950s with beauty pageants and local theater. But her breakthrough came when she signed with 20th Century Fox, where executives groomed her as the next Marilyn. She starred in films like The Girl Can't Help It and Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter, always playing the bubbly blonde with a knowing wink. She posed for Playboy, appeared on talk shows, and became a tabloid regular. But there was a catch. Hollywood couldn't see past her body. Directors overlooked her talent. Studios cast her as a joke. By the early 60s, her roles dried up, and Jayne's fame began to fade. Still, she fought to stay visible, touring, singing, even embracing the camp of her own legend. Jayne Mansfield didn't just fall in love. She dove in head first, heart wide open. Her first marriage to Paul Mansfield gave her not just a name, but her first child. But the spotlight called louder than domestic life, and soon she was chasing fame in Hollywood. Then came Mickey Hargitay, a handsome bodybuilder who seemed like her perfect match. They were the golden couple, splashed across magazines with matching smiles. Together, they had 3 children, including future Law and Order star Mariska Hargitay. But even fairy tales have cracks. Fame brought temptation. The constant travel, late-night shoots, and media frenzy wore them down. The love faded. The marriage collapsed. Her third husband, director Matt Cimber, offered her a final chance at lasting happiness. But that, too, unraveled quickly, leaving Jayne with 5 kids, mounting stress, and a loneliness money couldn't fix. Her final relationship with attorney Sam Brody turned stormy. Friends described him as controlling and jealous. Jayne seemed different, exhausted, withdrawn. Yet she kept smiling for the cameras. At home, chaos reigned. Publicity stunts, late-night parties, and the ever-present pink decor masked the emotional cracks. She adored her children, but the demands of stardom often pulled her away. Behind the Pink Palace gates, the queen of glamour was quietly unraveling, longing for a love that would finally stay. On June 29, 1967, Jayne Mansfield, her driver, her attorney Sam Brody, and 3 of her children were traveling through rural Louisiana. They were heading to New Orleans for a TV appearance. It was just after midnight. As their Buick Electra barreled down a dark highway, a fog truck ahead of them sprayed mosquito repellent, creating a dense, low-hanging mist. Jayne's car didn't see the 18-wheeler stopped ahead until it was too late. The car slammed into the back of the truck. Jayne, Sam, and the driver were killed instantly. Miraculously, her children in the back seat, including 3-year-old Mariska, survived. What followed was horror and rumor. Initial reports claimed Jayne had been decapitated. In truth, her scalp had been torn in the impact, leading to grisly speculation. Photographers swarmed the scene. The tabloids had a field day. She was only 34. The crash led to real change. The Mansfield Bar, a safety underride guard on trucks, was developed in response to her death. But one question lingered. Was this just an accident, or something darker. Some whispered about Sam's shady dealings. Others claimed Jayne had predicted her own death. Jayne Mansfield lived like a queen, but when she died, the crown had cracks. Her estate was a tangled mess of unpaid taxes, lawsuits, and scattered assets. Though her net worth was estimated at around $600,000 at the time, much of it was tied up in property and disputed holdings. Her infamous pink palace was sold. Jewelry went missing. And with 5 children and multiple exes, legal battles followed. Some say Jayne had written a will. Others claimed she left only verbal instructions. No clear record was ever made public. The courts appointed guardians for her children, and money from her estate trickled out slowly, rarely enough. There were rumors of hidden bank accounts, secret investments, and even cash stashed in safes, but no evidence ever surfaced. Her partner, Sam Brody, had no legal standing and no fortune to claim. Jayne's children, especially Mariska, carried forward her legacy, not through her wealth, but through strength. Mariska has rarely spoken about the crash publicly, but once said, "It broke me and made me," because some legacies aren't written in gold or ink, they're carved in memory and mystery. In the next part, we'll remember Jayne Mansfield not through the headlines, but through the laughter, the shimmer, and the roles that once lit up our screens, back when Hollywood was loud, bold, and still full of dreams.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on your favorite celebrities and classic movies. Until next time, stay safe and stay tuned.